going on, y'all? It's Thursday. Hope you guys enjoyed the ride. It took, I don't know, about half an hour. Took you guys a few seconds to come along with me. Hope you guys enjoyed the ride. Hope you guys, you guys are having a good day. It's another day to be thankful. And it just happens to be Thursday. My watch says Wednesday, but it's not Wednesday. I've been having to adjust it. It's not an automatic, so yeah. But yeah, welcome back to the Minivan Chronicles. I think this is episode number 2, número 2. So yeah. Man, so many things to be thankful for. First of all, for the breath that I have in my lungs. Thank God that he gave me another day. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for my wife, my kids. Had a long day yesterday at work. Kindergarten graduation. We had to live stream it and all this other stuff, and it was a mess. But it was a good day. Then we had church after work. So we didn't get home till probably close to 9 o'clock last night. But I was talking to some of the guys this morning on our chat, and they're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be so cool this weekend, maybe it'll be good for a bonfire. And I'm thinking to myself, okay. And a lot of the guys are in Georgia, Tennessee, Virginia, Kentucky, the states a little bit more north of us. So obviously it's gonna be cooler, on that side. I was watching some other videos from like Big Red EDC and Knife Delights, and they're over here bundled up with the jackets and everything, and I'm over here in Central Texas, like it's hot, which it's kind of the whole heat thing here in Central Texas is gonna go along with Thankful Thursday. Last week I was giving the guys a testimony of God's provision. Sometimes we underestimate or we don't take God's provision as a blessing. I have a 20-plus-year-old van. To me, it's provision. To me, it's a blessing. It's an old van. It's got almost 250,000 miles on it. But it's provision. I can get to work every day. I can take my kids to wherever they need to go. I can take my kids to school if I need to. I can take my kids to church. I can take them wherever they need to go. So provision, a lot of times since it's there all the time, sometimes we just take it for granted. So about 3 weeks ago, about 2-3 weeks ago, our AC started acting up. Started freezing up and all this other stuff. Granted, our house is probably a little bit over 10, probably 12, 13, 14 years old. Last year we had issues with our AC, and we had to put in probably about $1,000, $1,500 into it, because you don't understand. Like right now it's spring and it's already 90 to 100 degrees. And it depends on the humidity too. And I'm in Central Texas, so I'm not even close to the Gulf, but that humidity still comes, our way. So yeah, last year we had issues with it. And we fixed it because, you have to, you got to be able to sleep at night. So it started acting up again. And we had the guy that came out and fixed it last time come out, and he's like, man, he goes, it looks like your blower motor's going out. And he goes, I would have to see, you know, how much it is, all this other stuff. Now, it just happened that my unit was also installed right at the end of like where the coolant, the Freon or whatever you want to call it, they in the state of Texas, it's not just not available, but it's illegal to even work on. Why? I don't know. We even got a second opinion, which is where this whole Thankful Thursday comes into place. So we were talking, my wife was talking to my mother-in-law, and we're just talking and like, yeah, our AC's acting up. We got to get a second opinion and da 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 da. My mother-in-law's like, well, she goes, why don't I have my guy come out? He goes, he's the one that replaced. Now her house is way older than ours, and they replaced their AC like 4 or 5 years ago. And she's like, let me send my guy out there, you know, and I'll pay for the call, you know, and you know, so at least you can get a second opinion. So the guy comes out. My wife just happened to be working from home that day. Guy comes out, and she's like explaining to her, you know, this whole thing, which was exactly what the previous guy had said about the coolant and the Freon and all this other stuff. So essentially, it was like, yeah, you're going to have to spend either another $1,500 for that blower motor, and, you know, hopefully nothing else goes out after that. He goes, but around here in the state of Texas, Central Texas specifically, he goes, you'll be lucky if you get 10 years out of your AC unit because of how hot it is in the summers, you know. He goes, so you've gotten quite a few more years, 2-3 more years out of your unit. So obviously, me knowing, you know, quoting out computer repairs and all this other stuff, there comes a point where you're like, okay, yes, you can spend this for the repair, but I would recommend you, you know, replacing the computer or the laptop, the iPad, the phone, whatever. So I know those terms. And for the second recommendation was the same thing. So we left it at that. We were kind of upset because we were like, man, the first guy had quoted us $8,000, $8,500, yes, $8,500 for a new unit installed and everything, balanced and whatever else they called it. And I'm like, man, I ain't got $8,500, you know. So we went with that. Then the new guy comes in, the one that my mother-in-law, and so my wife asked him, you know, well, what would you recommend? All this other stuff. Well, his quote came a little bit less. I think it was under $7,000. So like 65, 67, something like that. Still thousands of dollars, you know, that you have to pay to get this unit replaced. Left it alone. The guy ended up not even charging us or my mother-in-law for the quote or the visit or anything like that. We kind of got home, started talking, you know, like, what are we going to do? Try to go through our bank. We got approval, quote unquote, for a loan. But we're like, man, we're going to end up having to, again, get in debt to get this fixed, all this other stuff. Left it alone. AC was still kind of working, so we were comfortable in the house. The next day, my mother-in-law calls my wife, and she says, hey, she goes, just so you know, she goes, I called the guy back. You know, I had him give me all the information that he gave you. He goes, he's going to call you back to schedule a time to come in and replace the unit. And my wife's like, hold on, what are you talking about? And she's like, yeah. He goes, I'm going to pay for it. And my wife literally, like, she's crying because we had been praying, like, Lord, like you have to show us. And we're, you know, I think all of us as adults and as just people in general, like we're proud people. And for the most part, we're like, no, we don't need any help. We don't need this. We don't need that. Like, we can do it. Like, we'll figure it out. Like, you know, that self-reliance always comes out. But we had also been praying about allowing God to bless us. And, you know, there's that whole story of the guy, you know, out at sea, you know, after his boat, went shipwrecked and all this other stuff. And the guy's out at sea, like asking God, you know, send some help, please. I need your help, you know, send some help. A boat comes by and it's like, hey man, come on. He goes, nope, God's going to send some help. You know, then a plane comes up and it's like, hey man, come on, let's go. Nope, God's going to send some help. And then, you know, at the end of the story, he realized, you know, God shows him, he goes, dude, you've been asking for help. I sent you the boat. I sent you this. I sent you that. And you never took it. So we've been asking God, okay, Lord, you show us your blessings, the way that you need to bless us. Because a lot of times we think that it has to be through your work. Oh, you got a raise, or miraculously a check showed up in your mailbox, you know, or anything like that. And so through talking with my wife and my mother-in-law's like, no, she goes, take this as the blessing that you've been praying for. Like, it's a blessing. Like, stop it already. He goes, so yeah, of course, my wife calls crying and everything. So, you know, having said that, like, sometimes we just have to take God's blessings as they are. Like, people want to bless you, and sometimes you're like, you don't want to take it, you know? So I'm thankful today because, man, God is good. God is awesome. You know, I pray to God that when my kids are older, I can bless them like my mother-in-law has blessed us during this season, you know, because I mean, yeah, God is good, man. Just wanted to come on here and be, you know, do another, video for y'all. Quickly, what am I carrying today? So I got my little EDC organizer that I made with the blue leather. Got a case full-size trapper, yellow, nice and tinered up. That's my apple cutter for lunch. I got a little old timer. This one is the I believe it's a 38 OT. It's a little medium Stockman. What else? Got Kershaw filter. This thing, you guys have seen me carry it before. This thing is heavy, but she's a good one. She's sharp. I don't think I've ever sharpened this thing. It came with an awesome edge right out the blister pack. What else do I have? As always, you guys know the deal. Got my little camo pocket organizer, pocket pouch with all my goodies in there. And I just got a big lighter with a little leather sheath that I made for it. She's good to roll. So anyway, we're at what, almost 15 minutes here, so gotta get to work. I hope you guys have a blessed one. Let your light shine for all men to see that we serve a good God. So until the next time, guys, God bless. Bye.